Today I'm going to be bringing you three uh, individual assaults on Border Patrol. The first one is a 37-year-old male out of El Paso, Texas. He is charged by a federal criminal complaint assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees. And this actually happened at a checkpoint in El Paso, near El Paso, and it was an actual U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint located off of Highway 62 and 180 in El Paso County, Texas. Uh, the actual Border Patrol agent tried to open the door to the vehicle, and the actual driver sped away, knocking the agent down to the ground. This happened about midnight, and they actually had his info because he had an actual warrant out of El Paso, uh, something regarding bodily injury to a family member of some sort. He was on actually El Paso's most wanted in 2020. So so not only is he going to be have to do time for that state charge, now he's got a federal charge, and so he'll be looking at quite a bit of a vacation for him, instead of just dealing with that warrant for that assault on his family member. And this actual the second one actually consists of a Cuban national female. A federal jury has returned a guilty verdict against a Cuban woman for assaulting two Border Patrol agents at the Javier Vega checkpoint, and this apparently happened as she was actually traveling on a commercial bus around midnight. That's not even that's on purpose at that hour. She was probably hoping that they'd be closed or wouldn't be as thorough as they would in regular daytime. So she was traveling in a commercial bus. Uh, Law enforcement removed her in order to inquire more about her citizenship status, and she possessed no identification or other documents indicating that she was in the United States lawfully. Authorities then escorted her into a checkpoint building for further processing. Once inside, she became irate with authorities, refusing to answer their questions. When law enforcement attempted to peacefully escort her into a holding cell, she swung her fist violently. Her aggressive behavior required multiple agents to attempt to restrain her, during which time she continued to kick and to punch them. Two of the Border Patrol agents injured at the checkpoint testified and described attempting to subdue the actual female while she swung and kicked wildly at the agents. And at this point, she had nothing to lose because there was actual video of this actual altercation, and yet she still took it to trial. And apparently she had been deported 4 times back to Cuba, and I don't know what her actual departure status was from that actual country's government, but it, she might not be welcomed that with open arms when she gets back. And that's why she's probably trying to actually deceive Border Patrol and not to be caught by the feds. But apparently, she didn't do a good job, and she she has to uh, she has to do at least they're gonna give her probably 8 years, six probably because of the fact that she was already on a notice. If she ever returned back into the United States, she was gonna have to actually complete 6 years of prison, and she'll probably get two more because of the assault. So yeah, so they take that very 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 serious when you come back after they've actually deported you. So she'll probably be looking at about 8 years. So, and then the next one actually is out of actually Montana, northern by Canada. And a Canadian national suspected in armed encounter with officers in illegal border crossing appears in court. So, a Canadian national suspected of illegally crossing into Montana near Eureka and arrested after an armed encounter with a Border Patrol officer. And I say that as singular, a Border Patrol officer. And pursuit through the woods, appeared on the criminal charges. And let me tell you guys, there was only one Border Patrol agent that actually went on this call. Okay. So this guy, he You're very, very confident. Very, very confident. To go by yourself, not even with a partner, not even with any other agency. Just to have that assurance. And you can at any time you can pick up, sheriffs, deputies, any kind of actual assistance that's available. I mean, I'm positive somebody will lend you a hand, so you don't have to actually go into the woods by yourself. So so apparently there was an initial complaint from the actual the Royal Canadian Mountain Police, and it is accused that the suspect was possibly in a kayak on Lake Kokanusa and may be attempting to enter the United States. The next morning, a Border Patrol agent arrived in the area and saw a beached kayak, a campsite in Montana, about about 1/4 mile south of the border. The agent approached the subject, later identified as the actual individual they were looking for, and the agent identified himself as a Border Patrol officer. And according to court documents, it alleged that the actual suspect stepped towards the agent, grabbed a rifle that was leaning against a tree. The agent drew his government issued handgun. You know what? If you're going to go in there by yourself into these situations, I've always said, I mean, at least have a shotgun with you because a handgun is going to be very, very hard, especially when you're dealing with this type of actual environment, this type of actual landscape. You got to have a long arm. You have to. There's no other way around it. And he should have had one at least the basic shotgun, or an AR-15 or something. And so he actually drew his government issued handgun while taking cover behind a tree and ordered the actual suspect to put the rifle down. And he actually slung the actual rifle over his shoulder, put his hands up, but did not put the rifle down. He picked up a bottle of water and ran into the woods, you know. And thankfully, this actual agent decided it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. You can call for backup, but backup is going to get there. I don't know what minute, if they're ever going to find you. So, he thought he made a good decision. It wasn't worth it. And he actually went back for help and actually waited for backup to show up. And multiple agencies joined in the actual ground and air search for this actual suspect who was arrested without injury about 5.5 miles away from this actual encounter. And luckily everything worked out and nobody got hurt. But I mean, this agent to navigate this actual mission by himself, I give him props. Okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.